The difference between macros and micros, or macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats, calories, and micronutrients. So in the fitness space, there's a big focus on calories and macros. And obviously those things matter. I'm not discrediting those things whatsoever. There's a big conversation about counting your macros, knowing your macros, getting your macros locked in, making sure that your calorie count's dialed in, you're getting enough protein, you understand carbohydrates, fats, that type of thing. That is important. I will tell you this. You can get fat, and many people do, if they eat healthy, but they're not being diligent with their consumption. Like they're eating just too much food. I mean, if you were to eat 5 avocados a day and fistfuls of nuts and handfuls of dried fruit, which a lot of people think are healthy, and in the right context, maybe they are. But if you're consuming a lot of those things, your calorie count's going to go up through the roof, and you're going to spill over. And what does that spillover look like? Fat gain, or like blunting of weight loss. And I see this all the time. Now, one of the pieces of the equation that most people do not understand, and I can tell they don't understand this because they will follow a macro-based diet only. So basically they're eating tons of junk food. They're eating fast food, junk food, and it fits their macros, it fits their calories. And they might even be in shape, visually. But are they internally healthy? There's a very big difference, guys. You can get in bodybuilding shape, or you don't even have to be a bodybuilder. You can get in pretty good physical shape, like with your muscle mass and your body fat percentage, and still eat junk food, cereals, fast food, donuts, you name it. You can. I've done it. I've seen people do it. But what is the caveat with that? Well, the caveat with that is that you can do that when you're 20, 25 years old. You might get away from it with it. But when you're 35, 40, 50, you are asking for diabetes, cancer, heart disease, or all three, or a combination of all kinds of issues, autoimmune issues, you name it. It will affect your psychology, it will affect your mental health, it will affect your mood, anxiety, depression, you name it. Most people don't understand that. It's a big reason why I am very focused on making sure that my diet is pretty clean, because I understand how much the quality of food affects your internal function. Your blood work, your neurochemistry, your hormonal systems, you name it. And so what are micronutrients, the other part of the equation? Micronutrients are essentially like different colored foods. That's why I say eat the rainbow. Meaning, like when you look at your main meal, where is your red vegetable, where is your green, where is your orange? And obviously you can play with this. Like you might want to do a food sensitivity panel. I get a lot of my high level students to do extensive blood work, hair mineral analysis, and food sensitivity testing to make sure that we're really dialing things in and we're not adding like what might be a healthy food in that actually they have a sensitivity to. But when you eat the rainbow, you're basically getting a wider range of micronutrients. What are micronutrients? Vitamins and minerals. Now, some people might say, well, just do a multivitamin. Yeah, I mean, you can, but I would argue that there is definitely an element to whole foods that we cannot get with a multivitamin. Why do I think this? Well, the supplement industry in America, for example, is one of the biggest industries in the world, and yet there's tons of unhealthy people. So people are popping omega-3s and multivitamins and stuff all day long, but they're super unhealthy. So it tells me that like just taking a supplement is not enough. It's not enough to get you the result that you want. So what is the solution? The solution, I feel, does lie in whole foods. So on one side of the equation, you have macronutrients, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, and your calories, and that does matter. On the other side of the equation, you have your colors, your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals. It's why you'll see me often with my meals. I do a lot of macro bowl stuff, and you'll see me consume like fermented foods, living foods like broccoli, sprouts, highly anti-cancerous. One of the biggest challenges is that when you add in a lot of extra micronutrients, fibrous vegetables, sometimes it can have a really adverse effect on your digestion. That's where there's different parts of this equation. So you do have to understand how to manage and upgrade your gut health. you do have to understand triggers of soluble, insoluble fiber, all these different mechanisms in the body, because if you just start adding a lot of colors into your diet, you might get a lot of digestive issues, and that will then make you think, okay, this doesn't work. So there is a process to this. Don't fret about it, don't get up in your head about it. All I'm saying is that on one side of the equation, you have your macronutrients, your protein, carbs and fats, your calories, and on the other side, you've got your quality of food, your micronutrients, your vitamins, your minerals, your colors. If you want to optimize, like, not just how you look, but how you feel, like your vitality, your libido, your energy, your sleep, your concentration, your mood, your focus, reductions in anxiety, all these things, you need to focus on both ends of the equation. Otherwise, what will happen is you'll get in shape and then you'll keep relapsing because you'll never feel good when you get there. You'll get there and you'll feel toasted, you'll feel exhausted, you'll feel like your cravings are through the roof. You won't be able to sustain the result, and you'll be pumping caffeine to try and give yourself more energy. You'll be doing all the things to try and engineer energy because you're lacking the internal health. That's why macros and micros are so important long term. And this is coming from a guy who was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, severe social anxiety, ADHD, heavily medicated for over a decade now, medication free for 12 years. I know what it's like to not feel good internally, and I never want to just get a physical result and trade off the internal health. So you can have both, but you need the right strategy. So macros, micros, eat the rainbow, focus on both.